quite humbling, but it's also a great motivation. And I think this should be a great motivation, not only to me, but even to the people out there who choose to step out for others, for the common good. Sometimes we always want to do things for ourselves, but if you choose to step out in your neighborhood, sometimes people say, where will I start from? But you start from your own vicinity, and you reach out to your neighbor, you reach out to your friends, and give a hand to someone who needs help. Yeah, it really pays off, because I never had, this was not my ambition. I never knew that I would get to all this far, but I chose to start with the little I had, just a single chessboard I had right from university. And I said, let me step out and see what I can do to help at least one life, which one life has turned out to be in thousands of youths being transformed and impacted. It wasn't easy, because sometimes people thought I was crazy. How do you finish with such an engineering degree, then you go back to the slums where you came from? It didn't make sense, actually. Even to me, I was always wondering, but I felt like this was giving me peace of mind if I go in there and I try to really be there for these kids. And honestly speaking, I am now celebrating 9 degrees from the youths I've impacted. So I've come just to kind of get a revelation that actually my journey to go all the way to the university wasn't for my sake, but perhaps it was simply to know the journey so that I can be able to lead others there.
You know, you are a remarkable man, because I read, I think it was one of the Ugandan daily newspaper, New Vision, they essentially found you to be, in their view, the most influential Ugandan. How does that feel like?
Yeah, it is a great responsibility, because sometimes you step out down there and no one sees you, but you can never deny the testimony of a transformed life. Looking at Benjamin, it's quite humbling to see what he's turned out to be. Benjamin happens to stay with me right at home, even when he comes for holidays, but I've been with him for 10 years.
You were his guardian,
and it's quite humbling to see, because I never had an idea. I didn't even, but I remember he was in senior 4, completing ordinary level, and he told me, Coach, you want to be a neurosurgeon. I told him, Benjamin, dream high, but let us first focus on what is available now. You need to pass your senior 4 first. And then he passes senior 6. And then things kept on evolving, allowing things to happen. And all of a sudden, we were able to get a tuition scholarship at Northwest University, which came with also other conditions, because we needed to pay for the board and meals, which couldn't work out. So I ended up opening up a GoFundMe page. And the people came out. So people identify with the work, the good work that we are doing, and they come on board to give us a hand to do what we are called to do.
So do you agree with some who say that in some situations you may have to go with the army that you have rather than the army that perhaps you imagine to have?
Yeah, so
or you wish to have.
That is very, very right, actually. For sure, we need, and this I think goes to every one of us, that we need to learn to use what we have to get what we don't have. Many times we focus on what we don't have. But if you can do self-assessment and say, okay, what do I have? What can I offer? What is available now? Because that is more important than you living in an imaginary life.